Good to see you. Okay. Let's see. It's now 9:02, and that is the academic leeway to start this conference off. My name is Jan Bang. I am part of the organizing team of the ICSA, and I welcome you to this first all-digital conference that we've ever held. And it's very exciting to start this new trend here. And the very first thing I want to do is to read you a short poem. It's an extract from a poem by Benjamin Zephaniah. People need people to walk to talk to cry and rely on. People will always need people to love and to miss, to hug and to kiss. It's useful to have other people. To whom to moan if you're all alone. It's so hard to share when no one is there. There's not much to do when there's no one but you. People will always need people. So that really sums up what we work on here in the ICSA is relationships between people and how we can live in community. I am chairing this from Southern Norway. I am a permaculture teacher and an eco-village designer, and I have been involved in the ICSA since its beginning in 1995. And I'd like Anton, who's co-chairing this session, this short introduction, to introduce himself.
Thanks, Jan. Yeah, the first thing I'd say is if people want to introduce themselves in the chat, that would be great. So we can see who you are, where you're from, first up. So yeah, welcome. The first fully virtual global international communities conference. Really, really exciting. 3 days of incredible content waiting for us. We've got workshops, panels, papers, films, books, an incredible array of sessions. There really should be something for everyone. I'm Anton. I've been in contact with all of you. Hopefully you got the answers that you were looking for. You can still contact me throughout the next week if there are things that you need or there are any problems, and I'll try and help. I just want to point out at this point that one of the sessions in the second block is dedicated to the biggest atrocity, as far as I know, that has occurred to intentional communities in history. Several kibbutz communities adjacent to Gaza have all been wiped out. 100 members of one such community have been either murdered or taken hostage. We send sympathies to all those affected, and we wish that peace will come to the region as soon as possible. All that I want to say is, the left to say is to enjoy the conference. Again, apologies if there are any technical hiccups. We will try and fix them as best as we can. Demands some patience and letting us know if there are problems. Mute yourselves when you're not talking so that we can hear each other and hear the speakers. Please put your camera on if you can so we can see your lovely faces, and enjoy the conference. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't know if I can add anything to that. The thing about cameras is very important because this is instead of a face-to-face conference. And if we don't see your faces, then it feels very, very remote. So unless you haven't shaved this morning, please switch on your camera so we can see you and recognize you and get to know each other a little bit better. I don't know what else to say, except that one thing we must be very good about is keeping to our times. because their time zones are all over the place here. I think perhaps after the conference we can check out and see that we've had people from every time zone available, and probably from some other time zones too. But it's very important, therefore, to keep to a time and be respectful of other people. If they seem a bit confused because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they didn't get their coffee yet, then we know that these things have to happen from time to time. We will split up into concurrent sessions during the conference, and we don't think it's possible to switch easily from one to the other, but we'll have to see how that goes. I'm very unused to this because in our conferences, when we meet physically, people are always wandering from one session to another. And I don't know how that's going to work on this digital scene, but we'll try and do the best we can. If you have...
Let me try and explain that technically, how that will work. Basically, the opening remarks and the closing remarks of each day is one Zoom room, which is also the same room that all of the A sessions are the same link. So for those people today that are going to continue after these opening remarks to session 1A, which is Aaron's session, you need to stay here in this room. If you're wanting at the end of this opening to move to session 1B or 1C, they are different Zoom links. So all of the A sessions on all 3 days and the opening and closing remarks are all the same Zoom link. All the B sessions are the same Zoom link, and all the C sessions are the same Zoom link. So you know, and all those links are on the participants' web portal, passworded. Again, please don't share the password with anyone outside of the conference, and hopefully that will be you'll be able to move from room to room by just clicking on the link next to each session.
Can I have a technical question, Anton?
Sure.
First of all, Kola Kavod, and congratulations for everybody for putting this conference together. Very exciting. Looking forward to seeing everybody, I think, in person in Portugal in a year and a half. About the Zoom links, can you just make sure that we as presenters have the option to share screen on our Zoom rooms?
Yep.
The chairs and the Zoom text of each room will make all the speakers in that room, in that session, co-hosts, so they'll be able to share the screen.
Okay.
And Aaron, you're lucky because
right?
I just learned how to do that. So, and I'm your chair.
I've already made you co-host of this room, so you're already there.
Oh, okay. I see that. And it's all going to be recorded, right? All the sessions.
Indeed.
Yep.
Any other questions or thoughts that people want to share at the opening of the conference? We've got another 5 minutes before we can we start the first session.
I think we have 2 people here from the very first conference. Manolo, I think you were there in 1995. And Michal, you were also there in 1995, right?
I was also.
Who else was there?
Sorry?
Was that the one in Israel?
That was
Yes.
held in Israel in 1995. No,
I was there as well.
1985.
85.
85, yes.
85, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, with 4 minutes to go, if anybody wants to add something to this, that now is your chance before we break out into our little rooms for the first session, A, B, and C.
I have a question for Anton.
Yeah.
So for my session, I'll have to log out of this and then go to the site you sent us before and log in.
Exactly.
Okay.
For those that are continuing, yes, for those that are continuing to Aaron's session can stay in this room. For
Okay.
those that are going to move to Daniel's workshop on the future of Gen, you need to leave this meeting and you need to click on the link for 1B, and that will put you into the room for Daniel's session, and the same for the session C. If you want to be at Penny and Ayala's session, you need to leave this room now and enter the session link next to 1C.